Hi guys, so this is my first makeup tutorial. So I'm going to start off with my number 7 Airbrush Away Original Primer. This is definitely the favorite one I've tried out of all of them. But I'm going to put a little bit in my hands and distribute it all over my face. Specifically pat it down into areas where I break out a lot, like my cheeks and my T-zone. So once I'm done distributing my primer over, I'm going to take my number 7 Stay Perfect foundation in the shade Cool Ivory, and I'm going to pump a little bit of that onto the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take my Revlon Candid foundation in the shade Vanilla, and I'm going to pump a little bit of that next to my number 7 and mix them together. So my Cool Ivory is a little bit too dark for me right now. It's my summer color, and then my Revlon one is a little bit too light. So I mix them together and then I end up making the perfect face. And then I'm going to dot that all over my face. And then when I'm done dotting in my desired areas, I'm going to take my Moist Beauty Blender and I'm going to smooth that all over my face, blend it in next to the areas where I didn't dot the foundation, and just kind of make my whole face smooth in the same shade. So then when I'm done blending all my foundation, I'm going to take my number 7 foundation yet again, do a little pump on the back of my hand like so, and then I'm going to reach for The Balm Bonadou Maninizer. It's a liquid highlighter, but I really like it for mixing into my foundation or my tinted moisturizer, and it gives a really nice radiant glow without being over the top, but it's still very beautiful. So I'm going to blend that together and dot it along my cheeks, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead, and blend that out again as well. So then when I finish blending it all over, I'm going to take my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Light, and I'm going to sleep that a little bit under my eyes, on my chin, along the bridge of my nose and my forehead, and then again I'm going to blend that out with my Beauty Blender. Alright, so once I finish blending out my concealer, it's time to do my brows. So I take my double-ended brow pencil and I use the spoolie to kind of lay my brows flat and also lift them up a little bit compared to what they were before. Then I'm going to take my L'Oreal Brow Definer pencil in the shade Brunette. It's a very nice pencil, very fine tip, so you can really define your eyebrows. The only thing is I don't like the spoolie, it's a little too small, but the pencil itself is amazing. So as you can kind of see, I'm making very fine hair-like strokes, pretty short too. I decided not to really shape my brows a whole bunch and do a line underneath or a line up top. I'm just kind of filling the gaps in between, and then using my dual-ended spoolie again just to kind of blend my brows out so that there aren't any harsh lines remaining. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can kind of see, but at the front of my brow, I'm just going to try to do a little bit of an ombre so that I don't have a harsh line of where my brow begins and where my tail ends. And of course, I had to smudge a little bit of eyebrow pencil underneath my brow because I was looking at myself in the camera. Great. So then I'm taking a flat concealer brush and dabbing a little bit of concealer off of the Maybelline Age Rewind, and then I'm just going to line a little bit underneath my brow and along the top just to lift them up a little bit and define them more, since I didn't do that with the eyebrow pencil. So once I finish doing that, I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and blend it out a little bit, but I'm also going to dab my fingers down a little bit where my Beauty Blender is too large without smudging my eyebrow pencil. Not that this pencil really smudges though, it's great. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and grab my Milani Bold Obsessions palette. And then I'm going to take two of the lighter shades, the first one on the left and then the one on the right on the first row. And I'm just going to use those as transition shades so that my eyeshadow blends out a little bit easier and there aren't any harsh lines. So then I'm going to take the darker shade of my transition color and kind of use that as my lid color. I'm also going to take a darker shade after that and put that on top of it just to define my lid a little bit more. And then I'm just going to tap the excess off of that color so that I don't get a whole bunch of fallout, and I also don't want to make that color a little bit too harsh, kind of going for a more natural eye look right now. So then I'm going to grab my fluffy blending brush and I'm going to tap a little bit into a deeper brown shade as my crease color. And I'm going to kind of tap the excess off of that as well. I can always add more later. And kind of just blend that into my crease on a little bit past my outer V. So then I'm going to take that darker mocha shade and very lightly tap to get that on my brush. And lightly blend it out onto my outer V so that I can just kind of define my eyes. And I'm going to blend that a little bit into the outer part of my crease as well. So then I'm going to take a little bit more into that color that I used into my crease, and I'm going to put that a little bit under my lash line very softly and along the outer corner. So then I'm going to take that reddish color, lightly tap that, and put it into my lower lash line as well, and then blend it a little bit into the middle center crease. So then I'm going to grab my concealer in that flat brush again and just kind of take a little concealer and put it along the edge of the eyeshadow where it went past like where I wanted it to go. And then after I get that in there, I'm going to blend it out and then take my fluffy brush again and kind of blend it over the concealer so that there's not a super harsh line. So then I'm going to tight line with my L'Oreal Matte Black Brown eye pencil. I really like mechanical eye pencils because I'm not the best at sharpening them. But do be careful with this because you don't want to hurt your eye. I'm just tight lining pretty much the skin between my eyelid and also my lashes, not on my waterline. So then I'm going to go in with my Revlon Super Skinny Color Stay liquid eyeliner in the color Mahogany Flame. I love this eyeliner, perfect shade for me. I don't normally wear black eyeliner unless I can get a very fine line because normally black eyeliner is too heavy on my eyes and so I end up looking like a raccoon. So this gives me the definition without being too crazy. And then I'm going to use where I concealed my eyeshadow basically as my guide for where I'm going to do my eyeliner wing. So now I'm going to take my number 7 retractable bronzer brush. This is a very nice brush. It's dense, it's flat, perfect for bronzer without making it too harsh or too light. Then I'm going to take my L'Oreal Lumi bronzer in the light shade and basically just put it along right underneath my cheekbones to kind of define them, a little bit on the sides of my nose, and then a little bit along my forehead as well. So after I put my retractable brush away, I'm going to take my angled brush and then I'm going to tap into my number 7 Peony Mist powder blush. This is my favorite blush. I was using a stick one before, but this one is so much more easier to blend and so much more natural, and I love this. But I'm going to apply this along the apples of my cheeks and a little bit above my bronzer as well. So somehow your girl forgot about her highlighter. So I went to do my mascara and then it was like, girl, what you doing? You gotta do your highlighter. So I grabbed my highlighter brush and my e.l.f. Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Moonlight, and I placed it along the high points of my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, under my brows, and then the inner corner of my eyes. So now it's actually time for my mascara. So I'm going to take my number 7 Lash Lifter mascara and I'm going to wipe the excess off of the brush. The brush is really nice and fluffy and big. It kind of reminds me of the Lash Paradise and Better Than Sex, but I kind of like this brush a little bit better. But it does take a little bit too much formula. So I'm going to wipe that off and then clearly put my mascara on my top lashes and my bottom lashes. So now I'm going to shape and fill my lips in with my Soap and Glory double-ended lipstick and lip liner in the shade No Candy Duo. So pretty. I love this color. It's bright, pink, and beautiful. Everything that I could ever want in a lipstick, and I was so scared to go bold with my lipsticks and my makeup and stuff before I shaved my hair off. For those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with alopecia last year, and a couple nights ago I had my fiance shave the rest of my hair off. But now I'm already being bold with my hair like this, so I'm not afraid to be bold anymore. But yeah, so I'm going to shape my lips and then I'm going to fill them in with the fatter pencil. Right here is my completed look. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great night, and thank you again. Hopefully see you again. Thank you.